Good morning, class. Today we'll be talking about Shakespeare's play, Macbeth, specifically Lady Macbeth's monologue. Let me set the scene for you. There's just been a great battle and it's been victorious. Now Macbeth is on his way home to see his wife, Lady Macbeth, and he has written her a letter explaining everything that's happened. In this monologue, Lady Macbeth reads an excerpt from the letter from her husband, as well as shares her thoughts on what has happened. I've broken down the monologue into 4 parts. Let's start by analyzing part 1. While I stood spellbound, messengers from the king arrived and greeted me as a Thane of Condor, which is precisely how the weird sisters had saluted me before calling me the future king. Now the question we have to ask is, who are the weird sisters? In this case, they are the witches, and the witches know everything. How do we know that they know everything? Because the witches predicted Macbeth's royal status before the messengers arrived to tell him in front of everybody. So now we move on to analyze part 2. But I worry about whether or not you have what it takes to seize the crown. You're too full of the milk of human kindness to strike aggressively at your first opportunity. In this case, Lady Macbeth has just finished reading what Macbeth has told her, and she has shown concern for her husband. And she is concerned for her husband because she feels that he is too kind-hearted to play dirty and fight for the crown. So now we analyze part 3. You want to be powerful, and you don't lack ambition, but you don't have the mean streak that these things call for. The things you want to do like a good man. You don't want to cheat, yet you want what doesn't belong to you. There's something you want, but you're afraid to do what you need to do to get it. You want it to be done for you. So now, at this point, the audience has to ask the question, who is the real Macbeth? On the one hand, we have Macbeth, who is a kind-hearted, loyal, honest, fair subject, and always plays by the rules. But then at this point, we have this other side of Macbeth that is envious of the titleship king and wants something that is not his to begin with. And Lady Macbeth is concerned about this because she feels he doesn't have enough ambition to be cutthroat in this Game of Thrones. And from this point on, this perception of Macbeth makes him look like a hypocrite. And finally, to analyze part 4, hurry home so I can persuade you and talk you out of whatever is keeping you from going after the crown. After all, fate and witchcraft both seem to want you to be king. In this case, wife knows best. And Lady Macbeth knows her husband best because she is well aware of his strengths and weaknesses and knows that she will be a good supportive wife to her husband when they fight for the crown together. So now, let's summarize what I've just taught you. In part 1, we learned that the witches know everything because they predicted Macbeth's royal status before it was even announced to everybody. In part 2, we learned that Lady Macbeth is concerned for her husband because he is too kind-hearted to fight dirty. In part 3, we had to ask the question, who is the real Macbeth? And it seems that from this point on, we're not really sure who the real Macbeth is because of this hypocritical perception. And in part 4, wife knows best because she is well aware of his strengths and weaknesses. And what have we learned today?
In a fight for the throne, the light is stolen by the crone. The good die young, while the hood of darkness is sprung on the innocent. Never trust a witch, for she will lead you to a ditch.
Very good. Class dismissed.